Yeah. So first off, just want to thank all the subscribers. Appreciate you guys. Much love. And today we got Gil in the house. What's up, G?
You know what it is, Javi, man. Thanks for having me, brother. Talk to me.
No, thank you, man. So, I came across this article I thought was really interesting. And I wanted to talk about it, but I was like, you know what? I want to get someone else's perspective too. I thought it was a cool conversation, and I know you think outside the box. And so I said, I'm gonna reach out to Gil, and I'm glad that you decided to read along with this and share your point of view. So I'm just gonna read a few paragraphs, maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs off of it, and then we'll chop it up. All right, so here we go. Let's get started, and we are gonna do this article here. It's "Dying for Likes" is the name of the article off of The Sun. Timothy Wilkes' death, from suicides to shootings, YouTubers latest to die when social media pranks go horrifyingly wrong. So that's what we got here, right?
Right.
Says the YouTube prankster who was shot dead during a robbery prank is not the first to have social media stunt going terribly wrong. Timothy Wilkes, 20, who was gunned down in the parking lot of an urban air trampoline park in Nashville, Tennessee. I didn't even know trampoline parks existed. That's pretty crazy. On Friday, follows others who have been killed as a result of a prank. Go down a little bit. Local police said they believe Wilkes was filming a robbery prank for YouTube, for a YouTube channel at the time. Okay. He is reported to have lunged at strangers with a butcher knife, so he could record their terrifying reaction. If so, he follows numerous others who have suffered the consequences of trying to win likes. All right, cool. We got that there, right? In 2017, YouTube prankster Mona Lisa Perez admittedly fatally shot her boyfriend in a botched video stunt that they would hope would go viral. She believed Pedro Ruiz, who was shielded by a thick book as she aimed at close range in front of onlookers. With the video camera recording, Perez, who was pregnant with the couple's second child, pulled the trigger from about a foot away, according to authorities. The bullet pierced the book, killing Ruiz, who died from a single gunshot wound to the chest.
Hey.
So those are the 2 we have. There's also another one, but I think that's, that's pretty much, we can chop it up from that. You know what I mean? So what are your thoughts, Gil? Let's talk about the first one. This cat goes to
wait, Javi.
The thing didn't say what it was. It's basically one of those in the hood pranks.
Right.
So he goes to the hood thinking he's gonna pull a knife out on somebody, and look at the reactions, and gets fucking blasted.
And gets busted on, yeah. Well, before I get started, I want to tell you, I want to congratulate you on your 5K. You just broke recently, Javi. I see you grinding, homie. So congratulations to you for that, and all your subscribers for supporting you.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, dude. It's just a bunch of dummies looking for that clout, looking for that attention. It's almost like some people just don't. They may not know what to do with content. So instead of trying to figure out some content that may be worthy, they just try to do some shock and awe shit. But the problem with that shock and awe is that could happen. You could find yourself with a bullet in you, man. Yeah. And especially in other states who you got carry laws that are much easier than. Yeah. So these guys, come on. If you're with your wife and your kids, some fools are coming at you with a butcher knife, and you're in a state like that and you're legally carrying, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, you're gonna protect yourself.
Yeah, you're gonna protect yourself. You're gonna shoot them. And the other ones you were talking about is the which one was it? Mona Lisa Perez, right? They went viral for all the wrong reasons. I think they were on the news last year, but that one was mostly her baby daddy. She was pregnant at the time. I think like 7 months. Her baby daddy, you can look at the YouTube video. He's there bragging about how he's going to make a YouTube channel, how he's going to give you some great content, how he's going to do this. He finally convinced her after a few weeks to fucking get that Desert Eagle, because they shot it one time into a book, and it didn't go all the way through. But, bullets sometimes, get a little more juice. And this one, the guy put the book in front of his chest and said, let it rip. I think that was like one of their first videos, and it went viral, but it went viral for all the wrong reasons, brother. She
got busted too.
Huh?
She got busted for that too.
She got busted. I think at the end they only gave her probation, because at the beginning of the video, you can hear her baby daddy talking about it and just egging her on. We're gonna do this. And the guy's so pumped up, but it's a culture of, I want to be famous, dude. I want to be famous, and it doesn't matter what I have to do to be famous. And it's a sad situation, but I think social media is the one that's driving that.
Yeah, and I'm torn on shit like that because I know with the social media there are a lot of good things that it does. But yeah, you're right. There are people who see different things and they see the negative and they think this is what's happening. This is what's happening. I'm gonna go viral. I'm gonna become famous quick. Like you said, like it may not seem like what we do is a grind, but it definitely is a grind.
Of
You
course.
have to do a lot of different. There's a lot of different things behind the scenes that go on. Sometimes you schedule something, it falls through. You're like, fuck,
Right.
I was relying on that. I got to get something else now. And it's like there's a lot of shit that goes on behind that. But it just seems like there's people who don't want to put in that work. They want
Yeah.
to do that shock and awe. They think they're fucking
So,
dangerous Dave.
some people, yeah, some people don't see that, brother. I've had guys who've felt butthurt because I haven't gotten back to them within 24, 48 hours. There's some people that I've had on my channel and on interviews that I hit them up a year and I don't hear from them until a year later. And all of a sudden they say, "Hey man, did you hit me up?" I said, "I sure did. What's going on, brother?" But that's the thing. You got to be patient. You got to be grinding. Everybody believes that what this is what it is. I think everybody sees success. They see whether it's on a basketball player, a football player, a guy who's just a successful businessman, somebody who's been working, and they see it and they think it's an overnight occurrence. But they don't see all the fucking, let's say Kobe Bryant, for instance. They don't see how that guy would on documentaries, how much he would just practice. Michael Jordan, practice. While everybody's going home, these guys are still practicing because they're trying to get their craft to another level.
Yeah.
And these jackasses are trying to just bypass that level. And that only works for maybe 1%, and the rest you're gonna fail.
Yeah. And even for the people who do like stunts, a lot of the times they're not trying to do stunts that crazy. They will do some fucking weird ass shit, and but a lot of times it's controlled. They know what they're doing. Like you mentioned. I don't know if you said Jackass, but the show Jackass.
Yes.
It would do some shit that would be dangerous for other people, but it was controlled. They knew what they were doing, and they knew how much their body could handle. And when you put don't play with guns. Damn, like what do they tell you in the streets? If you pull out a gun, you better use that shit.
Yeah, you better use it. But that's the generation we live in nowadays. The generation we live in now, I would say, does most of their gang banging on the internet. Whether they're actually doing gang banging, I see it all the time. These guys are going to other neighborhoods. They're fucking hitting up the other fools with the gun in the car, showing the gun, showing the hit up. I'm like, what are you guys dumb? What you're doing right there is you're incriminating yourself in that position, in that spot, and that social media post that you did that you think is going to disappear. No, let's say you're riding your homie's right on the wall. You got a strap. You just showed yourself with the strap, your homie. All of a sudden, around that time, some enemies came by or their hood and they got killed. Hey, who was in that area? Well, there's these two dummies right here that were posted right there, hitting up graffiti, and there just happened to be gunshots and somebody dead in front of that graffiti. So you're gone, and that's what's going on.
Yeah, I was talking to when I was on Dusty Vision's show. I was talking to him about that. He was like, "What do you think about these kids showing their crimes on the internet?" I said, I don't condone any kind of crimes. I think you shouldn't commit crimes. But if you do, leave your phone at home. Yes. What the fuck you do? What are you doing with the why? That shit's tracking you. Every fucking move. There's cell towers everywhere. So you get a text, they could
anything.
And you know what? AT&T in the past has given up motherfuckers' information.
Yeah, for sure.
They have the rights to that information. So you don't even need a subpoena. So a lot of times it'll require it, but they don't need it. They could give it up without that shit.
And the thing is, you don't even have to use the phone.
Yeah.
While you're on your phone, anywhere you go with your phone, and Snowden's interview I saw on what's his name, Joe Rogan's thing, and some other stuff, he pretty much said when you're driving from town to town, as soon as you're leaving one tower, you hit another tower, boom, your phone's being pinged. Yep. So pretty much if they think you're a suspect, all they got to do is, let's see where his phone was at. And then, hey, this murder happened over here. Your phone was pinging all the way until here, and you told me you were over here all this time. It's like your alibi's gone. I mean, like you said, I don't condone the crime. I don't condone doing it. But the sad reality, Javi, is that these fucking tontos are gonna keep doing it. I mean, they're gonna keep doing it, dude. It's just technology has made the life of the police so much easier, man. Hey, did you hear about the same thing with the pranks and with the social media? I think it was in the same article you just read. In Michigan, Tyler Benz, right? Mm-hmm. He hung himself. He was like an 11 or 12-year-old kid. His girlfriend pulled a prank on him using her friend's phone and act like she hung herself. So
Oh,
this fucking
fuck.
distraught kid went home and he fucking hung himself too, huh?
Damn. So he's probably in his young mind, he doesn't understand it. Like life goes on, and that's a love that he lost. He will love again. So he thinks she's dead. I'm going to join her.
Yes.
Fucking shit. Yeah, I skipped that part, but yeah, that's damn. See, it's crazy because people don't understand what happens on the internet. Oftentimes, isn't reality up to a point,
Right.
right? Like there's a lot of reality that's in it, but there's a lot of it that's all for show.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And for
Yeah.
that, she thought it would be funny. Ha
Uh-huh.
ha. He's gonna be so distraught. We're gonna fucking make him cry, and this is gonna be funny. It was just a joke. Motherfucker killed himself.
Yeah,
Little
dude.
kid.
Yes, dude.
Whole life ahead of him. Just
But
taken away.
but that's the social media thing. It's the thing that's changed in the game as far as social media has really even changed. And I was talking this with my son and my nephew when there was that UFC fight, right?
Mhm.
On this Saturday. Even boxers now are kind of, they got to be in their head when they get knocked out, because back in the days, you have a fight. Let's say you get KO'd. Yeah, it's going to be shown on TV every once in a while. That's it. The fight's over. You train for the next fight. Nowadays, you get knocked out like what's the name?
Nate
McGregor.
Roberts. Oh, I thought
No,
you meant
McGregor. They're gonna
Yeah.
make a meme out of you, brother.
Yeah.
They just, I mean, the internet will just start flooding shit. And even when guys fight nowadays, I would say that probably has a big deal with people getting shot and killed even more than before as far as fighting, because fools are fighting. Next thing you know, somebody gets knocked out, and all you do is these fools just post it and reshare it to other homies, and then other homies are on these guys, and it's like a vicious cycle, because nowadays if you fuck up, it's in there forever, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. I noticed that for the first time really was the Pacquiao fight when he got knocked out by Marcus.
Oh, yes.
Oh, he was laying there, and then I seen like the Simba standing over him, like he was over Mufasa and shit, and just like different things like that. And I'm not gonna lie, like I was cracking him. Like, man, this shit's fucking hilarious. But you're right. As a boxing fan, I should have been like, dog, like that happens. He's not the first man to get knocked out, and not only that, it was perfect timing. It is what it is. It's not like he got knocked out to a bum. He got knocked out to a legendary Hall of Fame fighter, and that happens.
No,
And
Pacquiao was winning that fight before that knockout.
Oh yeah, he broke his nose. And I think the difference is in that one, from the previous fights, Pacquiao was getting with Marquez, but he was a little bit more careful. I think this one Marquez was in his head. He wanted to end the fight.
Well, no, I think Marquez always had that, but no, Pacquiao was just being Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao was coming forward, trying to crack him, doing what he does, and Marquez is just the more skilled boxer when it comes to Pacquiao. Pacquiao's a boxer plus a puncher, but I will also say I'll give Pacquiao this credit. Pacquiao came back and kept fighting. Marquez, I think he pretty much said, "Fuck no, I won this fight. I'm out of here," because he did win. Yeah. Let me win on top, because I think in a rematch right now, Manny Pacquiao will get him, because he's been in the game still, man.
Yeah, he's whooping youngsters like he whooped Thurman.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no. I think he might fight that. Who's that one for that? I think it's De La Hoya, but I think he might be a little bit too heavy for him. But I'll watch it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, getting back to the article, another one that I thought was interesting, and I think this shows how people kind of dehumanize and how things are no longer. It's not a human interaction. It's all about fun and likes and shit like that, right? So this girl did something to this guy. She was his girlfriend or whatever in Russia, and he strips her into her underwear and puts her outside.
Yes.
And she freezes to death. She dies from hypothermia.
Yeah.
So it's like he thought it was gonna be funny. My girlfriend's outside. She's naked. There's a snowstorm. Oh, dog, that's just not even funny. Like, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah, he that was Valentina Grigorieva. Something was her name, right?
Yeah.
That was the one. Her boyfriend's a famous YouTuber, especially out of Russia, and somebody had given him $1,000 on his donation and said, abuse your girlfriend. So I guess he was acting like he was beating her up, told her, strip down your clothes, and the pendejo put her outside. She died, dude. He got charged for manslaughter, as he should.
Yeah, you can't do that shit. Even then, if somebody told me, give me here's $1,000, abuse your girrifriend, I'm gonna say fuck you.
Yeah, like, I'm not money for sale.
Yeah, dog.
But there's a lot of people that would.
Yeah,
that's a sad thing. There's a lot of people that are just want the money, want the fame, want that exposure, and they don't care by any means necessary, I guess, brother. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that to my wife. Come on, get out of here.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's the generation we live in, brother.
What do you think it is that pumps up these gang members to show their shit online? Like, because from what I remember when I was a kid, they were like, "Don't burn the spot, homie. Do not burn the spot." And even sometimes they'd be like, "Look, we're doing something right here. If you do something over here, motherfuckers come shooting, the cops come, like you're fucking everything up that's right here. You know what I mean? Keep that shit over there."
I
And
I I believe it has a lot to do with the cultural shift between us as essays back then and now. Nowadays, I mean, younger homies can take it as they want, homie. They're not essays. I would say 70% of the younger homies nowadays are acting black, homie. I see and when I say black, I don't mean a regular African American. I mean the black gang members. Okay, so some people say well, black, saying like the black gang members. The cultural shift has changed so much that the other day I was watching something on Instagram. It's some hood something, right? And I saw some barrios that were some old ass barrios that you would never think. And all I hear was, "What's up, my end? Why don't you swoop through here, my end?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is that, brother?" I said, "These guys are from there." I'm not gonna put their hoods on blast, but it was a couple. It was two big ass neighborhoods, some of the biggest neighborhoods, and these guys are in at the game. So it's almost like they believe now that they're black rappers. They're getting whether they want to admit or not, they've gotten some school from the 6ix9ine generation, how 6ix9ine was trolling the hell out of everybody. 6ix9ine blew up, got millions of followers, he's trolling everybody. That's kind of what these guys are doing, whether they want to admit or not. They're all becoming the next 6ix9ine, because what does 6ix9ine do? Put everything on blast. Pretty much was saying, "Hey, I got 10 racks if somebody takes care of this guy." That's pretty much putting a hit on somebody on live air, dude. Who does that stupid shit? But that's the school these guys are getting. These guys are getting the school from mostly from the black rappers that they follow, they act and they emulate, and they will sit there and say, "No, that's where I grew up." South Central is 80, 90% Chicano, homie. All these places are Chicano. But even out in certain areas, there's no blacks. They still acting the same way because movies, because rap, because the influence that this culture has gotten. And with that same culture, you lost that school and you're going to continue to lose that school. So these guys are going to continue to do that stupid shit. They're acting ignorant, homie. It is what it is. I mean, they can take it as they want, but to sit there and put all that shit on blast the way they are, it's fucking childish. It's dumb. It's ignorant. It's just it's some ghetto ass shit, homie, that hopefully these guys can kind of snap out of it, but I doubt it, because they'll hear a guy like me and they'll be like, "Ah, what the fuck do you know, you old ass man?" All right, homie, I've only been doing this shit for 30 years, homeboy. So you talk to me when you're 45 years old and see where you're at. I think that's what it is, man.
let us disagree a little tiny bit.
Okay.
It's a minor detail. I don't think it's really black gang culture, because there's Bloods and Crips back in the day. In our days, they were the exact same way. They wouldn't, they're not putting their shit out there like that, right?
Right.
But I do think it is modern hip hop culture.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So I would say modern hip hop culture, and I'm not even talking about underground culture, because there's a lot of different things that go into hip hop, right? There's underground, there's gangster rap, and I think it's the mainstream hip hop culture that you hear on the radio, like you said, that Migos and they're flashy with their shit. They want to do this and that, and
Yeah.
like you said, 5ix9ine and cats like that, where it's like they could just openly snitch on their boys, get out of prison, and then like sell a fucking record.
The game, okay, the game isn't the game anymore. First of all, when we were playing the game, we still believed it was true. We still believed there was honor. We still believe we're doing something right for our neighborhoods. Nowadays, we hit the fast forward button. We're coming out of that life, all of us older guys, and we finally are able to have a platform and speak and say, "Hey, homie, this is fake. I hate to break the news to you, carnal. We got all kind of guys in prison. We got all kind of guys in the cemetery, but it was for nothing." And these guys kind of don't want to admit it because they just got into it, but they're learning from that culture. When I say that black one, yeah, I wasn't talking about the old guard. I'm talking about the new guard. Look at Shmurda. Shout out to Bobby Shmurda. He just got out. He held his mud, but he did the same thing. Bobby Shmurda got busted for sitting here and putting the highlight he did with his homie. I'm with Rod. I'm with this. I got the AK. I'm doing, and they used that shit in his court fucking hearing.
Damn.
A couple of his homies got like 17 years. Another, he got 7. They all got broke off, but at least he got out. He held his mud. But loose lips sink ships, straight up. And these guys continue to do it. And I think it's like you were saying, like, you know, the Migos, the Schmurdas, 6ix9ine, I think, is one of the most influential. They won't admit it, but he did. He exposed the game for how weak and watered down it is now, that you can snitch, you can come out, you can make millions, you could have millions of followers. And nowadays, it's not frowned upon as much no more, because people are like,
I was surprised, dog. I was really surprised because I seen comments, right? And I was like, okay, like, fools are gonna be shitting on this fool. And there were some people that were like, what would you do? What would you do? They're threatening life. They wanted to kill you. But I was like, that's the way, you know what it is you're getting into before you get into it. You know that's part of the consequences. So now like I just couldn't agree with it. I was surprised. I was really surprised at how many people were backing him up and supporting his decision. Because to me, that was a snake move. To me, that's a sucker move.
It was a straight buster move. 6ix9ine did an interview, I believe it was on TMZ, and I forgot who the black co-host is on that thing. And he ran the same. I wish I would have here in studio so he can tell me that same game, because that's what he runs. What would you do? They kidnapped me. They got my girl. They stole my money. I say, 6ix9ine, you in the game, homie. You get a strap and you go smoke them fools. That's what the game is.
That's what you signed up for. That's what you wanted to do.
That's what the gangster game is, homie. These fools did all this shit to do. You get a strap. You get a couple of your boys. You get a couple of goons of your own, even though maybe they were your goons, and fuck them. I get a strap. I go out there, I bust on these fools. That's the game. The game isn't, oh, well, they did this to me, I'm going to snitch on you. That's a bitch move, homie. That's a straight bitch move. But on their case, they kind of all had it coming because they put that fool on when they knew he wasn't really about that life. And they did all that. But, you know, that also exposed what it is now. I mean, this shit is, it's all more for publicity. It's all more for fame. I mean, to a point, it always was. All right. But the publicity and the fame that we got was on our block and in our cities, you know? So back in the days, I would have never heard of Javier. You would have never heard of me unless we were in jail or some other shit like that, right? But we wouldn't really hear about. But if you ask somebody from your area, hey, homie, you know, cricket from what? Oh yeah, it's the homie, or somebody, I fucked up, you know, whatever. But somebody would have heard of you. But that's in that small circle. Nowadays, that gang life isn't as big on the blocks as it used to, because guys ain't really hanging on the blocks anymore. We got the Xbox generation who are used to playing video games and being on this. So I think that same thing went out to the street. And now these guys, fuck it, I'll be famous on Instagram, homie. I'll be banging on Instagram.
Yeah.
Did you see that jackass, that Block Boy?
Block Boy, I haven't heard of him, no.
Oh, man. Hopefully I'm not saying the wrong guy. Block Boy was this African-American guy. He would go through all kind of different hoods. And fucking, I don't know if he would write graffiti on it, but he would go there with his strap and be like, here, I'm on this block, fuck this hood, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Damn.
I'm here, I'm the king of LA. I was like, what the fuck? Boom, go to another. I'm talking about, he go to big hoods. Fuck this hood, I'm the king of LA, nobody's here. I'm just go woofing shit. He must have gone through 20 different neighborhoods, 30 different neighborhoods. And he was doing this for, I think, for maybe 6 months to a year. He was going, that was his Instagram fame. Block Boy, I'll go to your hood and I'll bang. Fuck your hood. I'm here. What you gonna do? I'm the king of LA, bitches. You can't do shit. They found that fool dead like about a month ago, 3 weeks ago.
Damn. You know what that is? What I'm thinking is he probably started off small, went to areas that were still kind of hood, but a little gentrified.
Right.
And it's like, okay, yeah, they're not like you said, the gangbanging is not what it used to be, right? There's not that many people out there. There's still motherfuckers that have pride in that shit though, right?
Yes.
So it's like, there are people probably hearing about him. He's building his fame. He's getting that shit. And people were like, hey, remember that fool that was over here whooping shit? I know where he's at. I know. Then that's fucked up, man. But it happens. What are you going to do? You can't go out there acting big and bad online and thinking that you're untouchable.
Yeah, especially dissing fools' neighborhoods, going to their neighborhoods, talking shit. And he was mostly going to Crip and Blood neighborhoods. And he was woofing shit, dude. And fools would be in his comment section, fuck you, you know, trying to get at him. And he was trolling. He was doing the 6ix9ine thing, but 6ix9ine got a few million to hire bodyguards. You don't, Playboy. And that's what's no. Hey, trip out on this story, dude. I got a real good one for you right here.
Okay, let's go.
It's pretty much related to the whole topic of the YouTube thing, and it actually is a YouTube thing. There was this guy by the name of Mar Ferrin Bayaret. He's an Italian guy, 53-year-old guy, right? He's had a warrant from Italy for I don't know how many years for cocaine trafficking. Well, he just recently got arrested in the Dominican Republic. You know how he got found out he was there?
How?
His wife has a YouTube channel.
Ah, fuck.
and this fucking way, I shouldn't have said I could make him the pendejo of the week this fucking week. This fucking guy was on her channel and she said, is it Italian food? So Italian cops watch it, or Italian people watch it. Well, I guess a cop saw it one day. He's like, hey, that looks like so-and-so. So all of a sudden, the cops were watching the shit. They weren't quite sure if it was him. Then his sleeve went up, a tattoo that they knew he had. Boom, that's him. They fucking arrested him this week, dude.
Extradited his ass. There was another cat. He was fuck, I forgot. He was like I forgot. He was in Canada though. Right. And this was years ago. He said he wanted to kill somebody online and eat them. Right?
Oh, yes.
And a guy said, yeah, I'm down with that. Fuck yeah, go ahead and kill me and eat me. Like for real. homie was straight with it. Like, yeah, let's do this. I want to get murdered and eaten online.
Yeah, there's some weird shit online, man. And it's just.
Do you know what happened with that cat though?
What happened to him?
He went on the run. He ended up skipping, leaving Canada. Bail? Went to yeah. Well, not bail, but he ended up skipping town. Right. He ended up in Europe. I think it was in Germany. He goes to an internet cafe and Googles himself. And they caught his ass.
And it popped up. Yeah. This was dude. Technology is just way too strong. Like I said, to be a cop now, a detective now, it's too fucking easy, dude. It's too. All you gotta do is this, man. If I think this fool may have been the one who did that murder, or his homies did. All right, I'm gonna get some fucking chick's profile. I'm sure cops have like fucking profiles that already have a bunch of pictures on them. They're already ready. So usually if you look at a profile from Instagram, you're like, nah, it's a fake ass profile. There's no pictures. I'm sure they've got all kind of shit already requests. And what happens? I see these fucking storylines. These fools are out there graffitiing, showing their straps, showing where they're at, dissing neighborhoods. I mean, they're giving up so much information for the cops. Even YouTubers now on some of these channels, dude. Right now, for like those prison cops, dude, they're getting every fucking thing you could think of. They're getting how they're getting the dope, where they're bringing the dope, who's running this, who was there. They're getting all that timeline that they had before that they were like, I wonder what happened. These fools are like, oh, this right here. And they're putting this whole puzzle together, dude. And unfortunately, homies that are much younger than us, even some that are our age or older, they're helping them out, man.
Yeah.
It's a sad thing. It's one thing to help out people, but it's another thing to just sit there and expose the whole game, huh?
Yeah. No, for real. And that's why like I don't speak about certain shit because I know for a fact cops are watching.
Yeah.
Like I know there's a lot of people that watch. I'm not gonna make it seem like that. Like, oh, I'm so famous and shit. You know, but there are people that watch my shit, and I'm pretty sure a decent number of people who watch it have something to do with law enforcement.
Yeah, of course.
And, that's why I'm like, I'm never gonna expose and all that shit. But I do trip out when I see people saying a little too much, like, dog, like, hey, you can't get that comfortable on here, like because you for me, I get comfortable because I don't do anything, so I don't have anything.
Right, yeah, of course. Yes.
When I'm telling other people's stories and things of that nature, like I want to make sure we don't do anything that's incriminating and we don't do anything that's gonna put anybody else in a fucked up situation.
Yes, yeah, for sure, brother. So why do you think that all these guys are doing all these videos?
I think it's shortcut. I think they're trying to do shortcuts. Like they don't want to put in the work. They don't want to. They see something and they don't realize how much work goes behind it. So they see Jackass, or back in the day, they don't see it now, but you know, they seen Jackass and they think, damn, like I could just pick up a camera and record me doing some stupid shit. There's more to it. They don't realize how hard they worked on that craft. Even though it might not seem like a craft, these are stunts that they've tested out. These are things that they do. And, you know, like people like to shit on the Kardashians. Oh, they don't do shit. They market their shit. They know what they're doing. and sometimes they have failures. A lot of times they do it. There's a lot of work.
yes.
They work, they grind. You say what you want about them, but they
Uh-huh.
grind their motherfucking asses off. Kanye West, he's a fucking strange individual, grinds his ass off. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
Like all these people, they grind, they do what they have to do. And I think there's people who want shortcuts. So that's what I think where the YouTubers are. Now, these cats that are on the run, that are going live on Instagram, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. Like, I can't even like, whoa, what are you doing? Why are you live, dog? You're on the run. You know what I mean? It's like all people people do is just recognize something in the back. Shit, that's Pepe's tires.
Yeah.
I'm there.
They want that fame, homie. They want
the
that
cops
fame.
would be like, I'm there.
Another thing is, I had this conversation with my wife last. Was it when you called me and told me that? Oh shit, Charlie, homie, Charlie. Hold on, this guy's looking for his check. Not right now. Hold on, let me put him on hold real quick. I told him. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Another thing I'll say is, if you, and this is advice to guys like on YouTube, right? If you're gonna sit here and do some shock and awe shit that, oh fuck, like this, you got to keep that circus going. And that's what a lot of these guys do. Like, let's say the Jackass guys, eventually they started small. They got to do more and bigger stunts and bigger stunts. So if you're getting your views off some kind of stunt that you're trying to do, well, guess what? You're going to have to keep doing bigger and bigger stunts, because it's like in the circus. I seen that motorcycle guy already. Even though these guys go in the little circle, they do the motorcycle. After a while, I was like, damn, 2 motorcycles not enough. We got to put 3 motorcycles. After that, no, we got to put 4 motorcycles. And you just got to keep all these stunts going. That's why, to me, it's keep your content going, like you. Keep it consistent, keep it going. No crazy ass stunts, because once you get into, you have to do these stunts, you're gonna have to keep performing those stunts, and eventually that's what happens. You get dummies fucking getting shot in the chest. You get that chick getting frozen out because you've shocked your audience so much that now that's become part of your shtick. And if you're not shocking them anymore, they're gonna drop out, dude, because people do drop out.
They're numb to the entire situation. It's crazy. It reminds me of the NBA slam dunk contest. Yeah. Right? A few years ago, they had Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon doing some amazing dunks. This cat went under both of his fucking legs and dunked that shit. I was like, I had never seen that shit in my life, right? But when people follow, they're not doing those same dunks. They're like, this dunk contest sucks. It's like, dog, you can't jump. You can't do that shit. They were like, that shit. What they're doing is athletically athletically gifted shit, right? Yes, like only a certain number of percentage of people in the world could do shit like that. And people don't appreciate it, because you've seen people like Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon, Vince Carter, like really turning that shit up. And so I think it's kind of crazy. And going back to like other shit, when you do something like that, you're right. You do so many stunts, it kind of makes people numb to it. Where it's like, this is nothing. I've seen this already. And it's because everybody has access to doing something so quick. There's that instant gratification where people are like, I've seen this already. This is boring. Another one of these interviews. Whatever.
That's what it is, dude. But that's why just keep it solid. Keep the content kind of at the level that you're going on, because what happens, like you're growing slowly but surely, because what happens is, when you do because on this YouTube thing, what happens is you'll get a video and you'll catch a run. All of a sudden you'll go from, let's say you got 500 subscribers. Damn, you wake up one day like, damn, I got 1,500. All of a sudden I got 1,000 out of nowhere because of a certain video. But some, like, let's say what's name always gets some great views, fucking Beaver, right?
Yeah,
Beaver will give you a bunch of fucking views and get your subscribers up, but there's only one Beaver. Yeah, you can't keep bringing like fucking 20 guys who are fucking got these crazy, amazing fucking stories. So it's like, and then it dulls down. But everybody wants another Beaver, another crazy story. And I think it's kind of like the homie Big West Watson, homeboy. Big West Watson, he's got to keep that persona going. He can't sit here now
and be all calm and chill and shit.
Yeah, because I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna break his fucking head. Because he's got that Hulk Hogan shit going.
Yeah,
and it sells, but he's got to keep that going, because if he changes up his whole shtick, but that's why now everything is, I gotta take the shirt off, I gotta go work out real quick, I gotta come back, and I gotta get juiced the fuck up, and it works, and more power to him. But not everybody can do that. That's a lot of fucking energy to try to maintain at that level, brother. It's hard.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy because people expect a certain thing, and sometimes in the, you know, you can't. One thing that I think, just to add to that, advice to people trying to come up in YouTube. I'm not a major YouTuber. I mean, but advice I can give is be yourself and don't fall into the negativity. People will comment some shit. And at first that shit might sting, like, oh,
when you first started, it does, brother.
Yeah, it might sting a little, but you just had to get through. I remember the first time that I tripped out on it, and I thought was like, damn, that's fucked up, because it's true. Me and my boy Gangster from Florencia, not the one I interviewed, a different one. Right. I was in Nellis with. He helped me put up this wall. We took a picture next to the wall, hugging and shit. Like, yeah, it's my boy, me and Gangster from Florencia. And so the guy was like, damn, you guys don't even look cool anymore. You're just two old men. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, that's true. That's true, right? But at the same time, I was just like, it is what it is. It is true. And that's not even the persona I'm trying to put out. I'm not trying to be this cool guy. I'm a fucking father. Yeah, I'm a father. I have children.
That's cool. What are you talking about? The cool guy.
Yeah, I let my kids be cool. I don't need to be cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but and let's give a little YouTube advice. What you said, that I think that is one of the biggest things that people need to try to deal with is the comments, that they start taking them to the head. If you really start dwelling on them, you're gonna find yourself in a pit of just fucking anger, of despair. You're in that negativity, and that's what those guys want. And I say it once, I say it again. When you got guys that are just sitting here trolling, disrespecting you, block them, dude. Block them. I remember at first I was like, oh, that's kind of a bitch move, dude. Fuck this. And then I know obviously I know a lot of guys do YouTube. I tell them all the same thing. I said, fool, block them fools, homie. Block them, because all they're doing, they're not bringing anything to the table as far as a conversation. If they're just there to call you a bitch, to call you a lame, to say a bunch of stuff that they're not gonna say in your face, block them. Get them out of your life. And you know what? Those guys hate you, but it's like, it's like, I always say this. It's like, if you're really done with the chick and you don't want to talk to her anymore, and she's not, I'm done with you, I'm not going to sit there and answer a phone call with her and argue with her for 30 minutes. And then you hang up with, hey, who's that? Some bitch I don't like. Why are you talking to her for 30 minutes? Why are you going back and forth in the comments? No, block and you're gone. But that is, I think that's definitely one of the things, because we've seen it all. We've all seen all kind of tirades on YouTube, beefs going back and forth. And a lot of them is just over fucking simple comments, man.
Yeah. People pump shit up, and it's like, that's why I try not to feed it. I'm lucky though. A lot of my subscribers are real dope, and they don't feed it. There'll be times we'll be on live and there'll be a troll that said, block this fool.
Oh, that's why I got that one guy the other day on your thing. I
appreciate that. Yeah, much love. I appreciate that. But it was his. I know, homie. His account got hacked. He's legit.
Yeah. I just put him on a timeout. I didn't block. I don't block people. I just put him on a timeout on your channel.
Yeah, I appreciate that shit, G. But yeah, you know, that's what it is, and it's crazy. People need to understand that there is life outside of trying to be famous.
Oh yeah,
you know, I think that's the big thing. If you start something, what is your, what are the goals behind it? What do you want to do with it? You know, it's like you bring on a lot of different people that they expose different things, DEA agents, drug dealers and shit like that, Army Rangers. You bring on different people to tell different perspectives so people could understand, right? So it's not just I'm trying to get famous off of this. It's like, no, I'm trying to bring something to the table. I think that's what I do too. I know that's what I do. I bring on stories of people who change. I bring on stories of people who have, of all walks of life, who said, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm not gonna snitch on anybody or do anything ass backwards, but I'm gonna walk away and I'm gonna raise my family and I'm gonna do well for myself. So, those are the stories we try to tell. And unfortunately, I think people go in here blind and don't know what really it is they want to do.
Well, I think at first everybody believes it's just as easy as stepping up to the mic and talking. And that's what I think a lot of people get until they finally start doing it. Like, damn, I gotta really come up with some content here.
Yeah.
Right? Coming up with that content. But no, that's exactly what you're doing. You're doing what I'm doing. What a lot of us are doing is we're showing that we all, in America, we all have problems. We all have issues. We all have struggles, right? But we're showing the other side of, we went through all those struggles. We went through jail. We went through YA. Some went to prison. Some went through drug addiction. But we're showing the aftermath after changing your life and doing good. We're not just showing war stories and gang stuff and not showing anything positive out of it, because if that's the case, then we're just glamorizing it.
Yeah.
We're showing that we come from all walks of life, Latino, Central America, Mexico, whatever you want to call it, we're all pretty much the same, brother. We all eat some kind of beans. We all eat some kind of tamales. We all eat some kind of tortillas. We're all pretty much the same in one shape or another. And we all got the struggles. And yeah, you're showing that. And that's what we need to do. That way people can see, hey, man, we're human. We're Americans. We got the same problems as everybody else, but we also got solutions. And I think your channel is definitely helping expose that, man.
I appreciate that. You know, I know you're doing a lot of good too, and I appreciate what you're doing because, like I said, you're getting people that other people like maybe wouldn't even think about getting. You think outside the box. That's why I wanted you on this one right here.
Hey, let me ask you this. Another thing for the guys that are thinking about doing YouTube, man.
Mm.
Let them know that you're not making millions of dollars, Javi.
Nah, you don't make millions of dollars, you know. And
if you're in it for the money, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah, and even if you do get paid, what happens oftentimes is there'll be something that happens where they'll start demonetizing your shit, and then you'll be like, "Fuck, man! I thought this was gonna be a good one, but this isn't gonna crack." You know what I mean? Like, you still want the video to do well because there's been a few videos that have done really well.
I've seen those.
Where I was like, "Shit," and they're not monetized. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna take it down and try. I'm like, whatever.
No, of course not.
It is what it is. But you can't do it for the money. You have to do it to put out the message.
Yes. If you're doing it for the money, you're in the wrong business. I think the only way you really start making money on YouTube would be, I don't know, maybe if you had like over 100,000 subscribers and you're probably averaging about maybe 50,000 views a thing, because anything with music in it, they're going to copyright it. You're not getting anything in it. Yeah. Anything with certain video clips in it, they're going to copyright it. You're not going to get anything. Just about anything that if you do too much cussing, they're going to say, no, it's not eligible for. I mean, there's so much stuff that goes behind the scenes. So yeah, if you're in this thing to think you're going to come in here and make money and stop working, you're in the wrong business, people. You better go out and go to the strip club and make some money like that, oh boy.
The OnlyFans.
Yeah, go to OnlyFans, fool. So how about this one? I feel like I'm interviewing you, Javi. I'm sorry.
No, that's what I said. We're collabing, dog.
Hey, so for somebody who's just right now wants to start a podcast, right? Mm-hmm. Doesn't have anything, what would your advice to them be?
My advice would be to understand what it is you could bring to the table. Try to, what I did, I'll tell you from when I started this YouTube shit. Okay. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. What I wanted to do was help people. That's always what I wanted to do. I didn't know who I can help. I didn't know how I was going to help them, but I was fresh off of that Khloe Kardashian thing. So if you look at my first video, it was basically a Khloe Kardashian type video and shit. Like I wasn't like going crazy, but I was talking about the show. And I realized that people connected with me more on my experiences in YA. And then that's when I started saying, I want to hear other people's experiences and see, because you know the statistics, like 90% of people who left YA ended up reoffending. So I thought that was crazy when I saw people who were leaving YA successfully. Maybe sometimes it took years, sometimes it took a while. Like I was like, I'm interested in that. So first thing, find something that you have that will connect with other people, right? You have to make sure you're relatable. You have to make sure you connect with other people. Find something that you're interested in to talk about. Because you could, like, what if I did an airplane fucking podcast and I have no idea what's going on with airplanes? I'm not interested. And you're over here telling me, man, you see the 747, it does this and does that. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I have no interest in that, right?
Right.
But there are people who are airplane enthusiasts.
Yeah.
And I'm sure when they talk about airplanes, they could do it in a way that's interesting. So you have to, and the reason for that is because they enjoy it. Do something you enjoy. Do something that you're interested in, and do something that you're committed to and that you have a passion for. That's what I would say. I would say as long as you do that, you'll find your niche. You know what I mean? Like you'll find something that other people want to hear, but just be authentic about it.
Yeah. Another thing I would add to that is just make videos, because whatever it is, make videos. And what I was kind of told, not even told, just doing my homework on YouTube, right? Show it to your family. Show it to your family. And that's what I did when I first started making videos. I told my wife, you got to subscribe. I told my brother-in-law, you got to subscribe. In all my family, this was about 2 years back. They're like, you're fucking crazy, man. You're going to really, I said, dude, just like,
subscribe. Huh?
Yeah. You're not embarrassed. You're not, I said, this is the key. If you are too embarrassed to show your family the videos you're making, then you shouldn't be making them for the public.
Yeah.
Right. So show your family, show your friends, let everybody as long as it's some real content, not just some fucking crazy shit, right? If you're really making content, show it to everybody you know, let everybody know, and don't be embarrassed. Because I am not gonna lie, at first I was a little sketch. I was a little embarrassed. I was a
Oh
little
yeah, I
shocked.
think everybody is.
I was a little gun shy, brother. I was a little gun shy. And now people, like, they'll see my hard hat. Hey, American Cholo, what's that? Like yesterday, I got a guy we're doing shot creep. This is my YouTube channel. Ah, poco tienes a YouTube channel, way. See, wait. And I show him, oh shit. And he's just tripping out. Now it's like it's a talk. It's like not it's a icebreaker for people now.
Yeah.
And it's cool, man. It's you meet a lot of interesting people. You get a good message out there, and I think you're putting the good karma out there in the world, brother.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it's all about. You're right. You do have to show it to your family, and when you first do it, like at least for me, I know I was on edge. I was looking at my wife like, what does she think? What does she think? And then she was like, yeah, that's good, that's good. Or sometimes she would hit me with, you should do this though. And sometimes I accept constructive criticism. You know, I will, because I'll be like, you're right. You know, like I remember you telling me thumbnails, dog, hit those thumbnails, get thumbnails. I still haven't perfected them, but they're a lot better than they were.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
I'll give you. I saw your last one. I said I gotta hook up Javi with the, because every time I know when we talk, Javi, I'll be like, hey Javi, do this. Hey Javi, do that.
Yeah.
And even when I saw your stuff, I told you, dude, you gotta talk about YA, brother. See, that's a market that's untapped, man, and you're tapping into it. And you're doing a great job because you've brought on a lot of good ass. What's the name? Not hosts, but a lot of guests.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of great guests, and like shit, I've even skimmed off of you. I had a homie from PJ Watts, Big Beeves. I mean, you've got some great stuff going on, Javi, and to me, it's you just gonna keep moving forward, carnal.
I appreciate it, dog. You know, I always appreciate. I tell everybody, I always appreciate Gil because like you were the one that really gave me the chance. Because I had I think like maybe 400 or 500 subscribers. You know what I mean? When I first jumped on your shit, nobody. Yeah, I'd be happy for like 50 likes or 50 views in a day. Like hell yeah, I did that shit. You know what I mean?
I remember those.
Yeah, but fucking. And it's okay. It's okay. Like don't. It's part of the process. It's just like anything else. Trust the process. If you believe in yourself and you believe in what you're doing, like we said, don't do this for the money. Yeah. Don't do this for the views. Do it to put the message out, and eventually it will. And if it doesn't, then it's all right.
Yeah. Don't get discouraged. Yeah, I remember those times, man, when I was like, oh, dude, I got 20 subscribers. I got 50 subscribers, and then you get like, oh shit, I got hearts, I got this, and comment. And what you want is pretty much what you already got. What you want on your YouTube channel eventually is you want to have a forum where you put something out there, and the community starts commenting. And like your thing already, it's already grown where it's got its own comment section, it's got its own vibe already, and it's already growing slowly but surely. But all we need a lot of time is just exposure.
Yeah,
and just like I try to give you that exposure. Now you're giving other homies exposure, and they're gonna give other homies exposure. And I think little by little, dude, we're gonna grow this thing real nice and big, especially out here in Southern California. And I think it's gonna grow, well, all of California for that.
Yeah.
New Mexico, Phoenix, Texas, all the real Chicano places. Because even now, Texas and all, they're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing as us, which is good because at the end of all this crazy shit, we're gonna all hopefully come together in agreement and kind of get a message out there for all of us, man. Because this is a perfect way for us to communicate.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've said for a while, and I truly believe. I think that we are paving the way for Chicanos to break through the mainstream.
Yeah,
I really do think that. Maybe, and it's already been paved. The road has been paved. You know what I mean? Like people have set the foundation, but I think us doing stuff like this makes it so that we are more like more accessible, and they could look at us and like, oh, okay, they're all right. You know, they're not all crazy, bugged out motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like they're cool. So it makes it more friendly. Now I see Chicanos on Instagram all blasted down to even Beeves, straight up G, but he's telling jokes. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's a comedian. Yep. And I think in the future you will see us break into the mainstream.
I think another thing that's also huge of what we're doing, all of us out here, is we're also sending a message to younger guys who are in gangs, who are in drugs, we're showing them, we're finally as older homies telling the younger guys, hey, carnal, that shit really ain't worth it. And we're not, and this ain't no disrespect to any guys who would be Bible thumping or do that, right? But when I was a young kid and I had a guy with a Bible tell me, hey, the Lord loves you, more than not, that guy after the end of the night was right with the homies, fucking drinking and getting high as fuck.
Yeah.
So we would be like, oh, come on, homie, this fucking vato again, or these guys, nah, we're good, homie. Or we'd have a fucking guy that's like, hey, homie, this is the way. And you're like, nah, this fucking nah. So we as youngsters, we wouldn't listen to it. Now we got guys, yourself, myself, we're working, we're taking care of our family. We came from that gangster, but we're telling you, hey, homie, it ain't worth it. You're bringing fools that are gangsters, fuck, but now we're doing their thing, that we're busted with you. Guys have been in prison. They're telling you the same thing. We're finally breaking out of that cycle of it's cool. Let's strive to go to prison. Let's strive to go to YA. Let's strive to kill a homie. No, now we're like, let's strive to get a job. Let's strive to empower our people. And I think finally it's for the first time, especially in Southern California, this is the first time anything like this has ever happened ever, dude. And I think in the long run, it's gonna be a great thing for us, man.
Oh no, I agree. And I know at the beginning we talked about the negative things of online. And I think these are the positive things, positive things that we can unite, the positive things that we can put a message out there and that we can help build each other up. Like that's one thing I'll never try to do is for the most part, there are a few exceptions, but for the most part, I'll always try to accept somebody's invitation.
Right. But there's just some that if you don't, it is what it is. You know, I've got guys, like I said, I had guys that I had hit up and it took them a year to get back to me. Remember, and actually that was a great interview. Got a shitload of views on my channel. The guy from I can't think of his name right now. Homie from MS.
Yeah.
Huh? From MS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, homie from MS. I emailed him when I first started my channel. Hey, my name's American Cholo, Lulu, and the whole shebang. Nothing. I didn't hear anything, fool. About a year later, my channel popped up on his feed, and he's like, American Cholo. I think I got an email from a guy. But a lot of times they see American Cholo and they get turned off because they think, it's a pinche Cholo. And he looked at the email. He's like, oh, shit. He sent me the fucking thing. Hey, homie, what's up, man? I'm sorry, this and that. I said, it's all good, brother. What's up, man? Let's do this. And it was a great interview. But that's the thing. We're going to have the patience. We can't sit there and just be upset because some guy's not getting back at you, this and that. Work with who you have. Work with who you're working with. And just know that if it works out, it works out, man. Like us, you hit me up. Let's do this, Javi. No problem.
Yeah. And one thing my wife told me too that I had to work on, and I did change this. This was a trip, and I think this was a mistake I made in the beginning.
Okay.
And so for anyone listening who's thinking about starting a channel, humility is cool to a point. You can't be too humble. I would tell everybody, I got this small but growing YouTube channel. My wife says, you're turning them off right away. When you say small but growing, like they're not going to want to hear you. Just tell them you have a YouTube channel. It doesn't matter how big or small you are.
Yes,
you know what I mean? So, and that's one thing that I did, and a lot of people didn't hit me back up. I was still because of that. But I got this small but growing YouTube channel. Like, dog, like chill the fuck out. Like just put YouTube channel. You know what I mean? You don't need to put the numbers out there or anything.
No, now listen, 5K, that's a YouTube channel, dude. We all know people. You'll see his channel like stuff. Fools will have YouTube channels for years, and they got like maybe 40 subscribers, 50 subscribers. And I know some people that try, it just doesn't take off. Obviously, you're doing something right. One thing, which I'll give you, you know what my pet peeve is? And I've seen you do it, and I've seen a lot of guys doing, like, what are you guys doing, man? I'm gonna expose some good game here, dude. Focus on your guests. Don't worry about the comment section. I see that a lot when guys, and you don't do it a lot, but I see other guys when they're sitting here, they're having a conversation with the guy, and they're doing this. And
I do that a lot, and that's why I try to when I have a guest on for the first time, I try to do it not live because I tell people I have ADHD. I tell people ahead of time. I say, look, we could do it live if you want, but I have ADHD, and you know me, like
you have to.
Yeah, like, and not only that, but I always think like these are my subscribers, like these guys, like they keep the channel going. So for me, it's the ADHD like a motherfucker, but I tell people for the first time, let's try to do it. Unless they're more known, you know what I mean? People,
right?
Yeah.
Like you've had them reoccurring.
Yeah. Then I'll be like, okay, cool. But if they're for the first time, for the most part, there have been a few exceptions.
What I do is because if the comments in front of me, I'm gonna look at it, fool. Because right here, I got the big screen to the right. So where Boo Boo sits right here, he's looking at that. And I even told the guy who does my sound, take those comments off, because Boo Boo's like, yeah, I can't help myself, dude.
Yeah.
I said, I know, because when the guest is sitting right here, right to me, right. The big TV's right there. And one time it was going, and I caught myself. And when I told the guy, I said, hey, take those comments down. if we want to do the comments, we'll do the comments at the end of the segment. All right, guys, let's check out your comments now. This and that, because what happens is you'll get lost in the conversation because you're reading the comments.
Yeah. No, sometimes I like it though, because they do add to it, you know. But
no, they definitely do.
Yeah, but you're right. A lot of times I do tell people though, like, look, I have ADHD. If you want to do it live, we can do it live, but that's just gonna, you know, it's up to you. I do prefer though for the first time, especially for people who like aren't really known in the YouTube communities,
right?
To do it where we're not live. Like so we can go ahead and record it. So I always tell them I want to be focused just on you and your story.
Yeah, for sure. It's also less stressful for people who've never done or are just barely getting into the YouTube scene, because a lot of times a live will freak somebody out.
Yeah, because let's just see how many people are watching. Funny story, when I was doing that revenge body thing, right?
Yeah.
Me and my boy Sinner, rest in peace, we did a little segment for it. And we had another homie. I don't want to put his name out there. That's the boy though. Right. But he's like, oh, I'm down. I'll roll through too. So he ends up going. We're already filming, and he sees the crew. Like it's a legit fucking camera crew. They got like real shit. They got trucks and everything, right?
Right. All right.
So they're filming us, and he comes through like, "What's up?" And I said his name. "What's up, G? How you doing?" And this and that. What you got going on? I'm like, "Hey, fool, what's going on?" Like. I'm like, dog, hey. And I put him to the side, like, hey, you have to talk. Like pretend the cameras aren't here. I gotta go, dog. I gotta go. And he just took off. That's the boy. Much love to that. I love that.
That's right.
But that it happens. You know, sometimes you're right. It's better just to have a conversation where it's just
it's a little more organic, dude. But yeah, that the camera will spook people, dude. That's like a scene out of a movie right there.
Yeah. I had never seen it because I don't know. Maybe I've never been afraid of the camera. And my boy, Sinner, rest in peace. He don't give a fuck. You know, he goes everywhere, and it's like he's been there a million times. I tripped out of. That's one thing I was tripped out of him. He would go anywhere. You go to a fucking paisa bar, and he's chilling. He'll go to a fucking like an all Asian bar. He'll be chilling, like just anywhere. You know what I mean? And it's like he's been there a million times.
Everywhere he goes, he's gonna make friends somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. So what else we got going on, Javi?
I did, you know, for now, I think we touched on a lot of good things. And you have anything coming up that you want to put out there?
No, my shit's always low key, man. I've got a real good interview coming in from that people know the guy very well on the 16th of April. I've got another one I got the 15th and the 16th. I have two good ass interviews that are coming on. I usually don't post them until after. It's I do my quality over quantity, homie. I try to give a little bit less, but step the game up. And that's it. And I got a few other in the works. It's just like I said, some of these guys take a year to get, man. And it is what it is. Patience is key, Daniel son. Patience is key, homeboy.
Trust the process.
Trust the process, brother.
And with that, we out. Peace.
That's right, Javi.